For the fourth year in a row, I have been fortunate enough to get to hunt Montana. Due to another hunt that I had coming up in Idaho, I had to go earlier than Isaac. I had about 3-4 days hunting before Isaac and the other guys got there. That allowed us to focus strictly on Jason and I so that we could try to get our tags filled. We had no idea what to expect. We had never been here before. We had seen a lot of deer driving in right off the road. We saw bucks pushing does, jumping the road in front of us. So we had high hopes for our first day out.
Pretty excited about coming to a new place, find some deer, see some new land, praying that no mud.
We hadn't been sitting on the mountain or on this peak for maybe 10 minutes, and I immediately picked up movement in the trees.
It's a 4-point. Yeah. Come look. Oh. He's not what we want to shoot right away.
Huh?
He's not what we want to shoot right away.
He's not?
No.
Okay.
Within the first 3-4 hours, we'd only seen a handful of deer, and one of them was that 3x4, and there's a couple of smaller bucks.
Pretty sure that's a different one, dude. This one's got a good fork on the front. I'm pretty sure that's a 4-point, dude.
We ended up nicknaming this buck Roman. We hemmed and hawed over this buck for several hours, watching does meander around. We ended up seeing another 4x4 down and to the right of us, coming up out of a draw, pushing 2 does.
This is a better deer.
I would rather shoot that one. Absolutely, I want. Sorry, Andy's on public already.
Correct.
We end up making a play on this one.
The other doe is behind her. I haven't seen the buck.
Unfortunately, as the day ended, that buck never popped out. Jason never saw it again. We never saw it once it went down into the drainage, and that ended day 1.
This is the after effect. Grown man in his underwear in a wall tent, pulling out cactus thorns. Look at that. They are all over me. And they are so fine and hard to see.
As daylight happened on day 2, we're sitting in the same spot, we're glassing, and sure enough, as the sun comes up, we're starting to see animals moving.
I think that one's roaming there. He's got to jump. And they're both on private now. Damn. Okay, well, we know where they like to go, huh?
Unfortunately, the wind was outrageous, but we started seeing animals further away than where we initially were.
So it appears that there's one buck and like 8 does over there, something like that. And due to the wind, it's almost impossible to get a read on what he is.
I end up leaving Jason on his knob so that he can try to find the 4-point or make a decision to go after Roman if he presents an opportunity. Dropping down coulees, and it's actually really nice down there. The wind is very minimal. I'm thinking to myself, man, I cannot believe I haven't even seen a deer down here yet. I didn't understand what was happening. It's perfect deer habitat. Not probably 10 minutes later, I come around this sharp bend in the coulee, and mind you, I'm still at the bottom of the coulee. And as I come around, I see a couple of does on the hillside. So I pack my stuff up and I continue walking literally down the middle of the drainage, right towards these deer. I'm on a buck right now. Walked right up on him. He's a decent 4-point, but I'm a long ways back, and I just don't know that this is the guy. I get behind the gun, and I'm on him, and I'm like, this is easy. But it just didn't feel right. I've shot a whole bunch of these bucks before, so I let him pass. I've shot 10 of those bucks, but it just didn't feel right. Just didn't. Once I made the decision to pass on this deer a second time, I packed up my stuff, started walking down the drainage again. I made it around the next bend, and then I don't know what was wrong with this deer, but it was making a decision that it wanted to die that day. I heard my dad's voice in the back of my head several times. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I lay down, get everything set up. The deer started walking directly at me. I know I needed him to turn broadside. I'm not going to take a frontal even at that range. And like clockwork, he does. He kind of wraps around and he's now broadside.
Meh.
He kind of goes out of sight in the sagebrush, and then he just starts tumbling. Passed on him once, passed on him a second time, and then the third time, he just followed the script.
Well, that worked. All right, find my case, go find my stuff.
As I get to the deer and I'm walking up on him, I realize how fortunate I am to be here for the 4th year in a row to shoot another good buck in Montana.
Considering what we got going on this year with Montana and Idaho, I am super privileged to be able to take this guy on day 2, knowing that my time is limited, having to go to another hunt. But I'm very happy with this guy. This is the biggest deer that we've seen so far in this area. And I was hoping to pick up something different, but based on numbers and time, super stoked with him. Now, challenging part is just gonna be getting him out of these breaks. Probably one of the easier pack outs we've had. Come out of that steep canyon behind us where we shot, which is right back over there. And we don't have far to go. It ended up being where the buggy is. He was able to drive it down the road. I think we're only like half mile from the buggy. I started out at, I don't know, 3 miles ago. So this is an awesome pack out. Makes this even more worth it. Look at that sunset.